Chala, CEO and founder of The Repositioning Expert. I just came back from the gym. Logan's not home today, so I am like back from the gym, and you can see how I'm sweaty. I'm kind of gross, but I'm still here. And guess what? I still have my tea. So today we are talking about social media and how to be on social media and how to do the things that you need to do on social media and how to stop resisting social media as a CEO, as a business owner, because your personal brand is built on social media. I have been going crazy looking for a social seller for LinkedIn to reach out to businesses, which we've been doing for the past launch, we're doing for this launch. And you would think that there's a lot of restructured sales reps, which is a sales rep that I got, he was fabulous, but he was called back to his job. So I am looking for, hi Vesna, I'm looking for restructured sales reps because of COVID who have hours on their hands and experience with LinkedIn, and I'm trying to get in touch with them. So if you know of anyone who's been restructured because of COVID and who is in the realm of sales, I'd love to talk to them. It is a hot commodity, you guys, because especially in the world of COVID where in-person meetings are being limited, it is really, really important for us to be able to use to get to our clients. So let me just tell you a little bit about my experience with CEOs and social media. A lot of them are resistant to actually being on it. A lot of them are resistant to actually saying anything on it. If they actually do, hi Jennifer, if they actually do, it's like sharing somebody else's stuff. But let me give you this statistic. 82% of people said that they trust a company more when their senior executives are in social media, are posting regularly in social media. And I want to give you the example of Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla. That sexy, amazing car that I've been thinking about, but haven't quite, brought myself to be able to think about all the changes that I would have to learn in driving that car. So does anybody know who the CEO of, let's say, Delta Airlines is or Air Canada? No, because they are not as prominent in social media, in the news, with their opinions. It's so important for a CEO and the owner of a business to be out there with their personal brand. Love him or hate him, everybody knows who he is, Elon Musk. I'm just talking about him now. So here's another statistic about how important social media is in business. And we talked about how important it is for CEOs, but it's also important for people who are trying to have their own business or are sales reps who are trying to sell to prospects. Because here's the stat that they did is sales reps on social media who are using social media and who are on social media do 78 better than their peers who are not on social media. They don't appear on social media. And the guys who are on social media exceed their quota 23% more than the guys who are not on social media. And then at least 54% said that they had closed one deal, and 40% had said that they closed anywhere from 2 to 5 deals, which means that you should be selling if you're not selling online. And I don't mean by having a store, but by using social media. And it doesn't take a lot of time, because they asked like, wow, you're doing so much on social media, how much is it taking out of your time? And about half of them said it's taking about only 10% of their time. So that's an amazing ROI if you think about it. And here's the funny part, you guys. 75% of the reps that were polled said they got no formal training on LinkedIn or any social media use. So maybe that's changed. Maybe things have changed since the time this was done, maybe a couple of years ago. But here's what I often get asked. And the reason why most clients who are CEOs, like my clients, are directly CEOs and business owners. And when I ask them, well, what is it that is turning you off from social media? They're like, well, I only use Facebook for, my craft or for my family and to stay in touch with my kids. And I really don't have much to say. I'm too busy. I don't really want to expose my personal life to this, but here are some ideas of what you really should be doing on social media. My tea is so hot, and I'm just getting message after message. I'm so sorry. Hold on. My tea is so hot I can't even drink it. That is the price of doing Tea Time Tuesday with Chala, right? I hope you're having your tea. This is right after my dinner. Okay, so here's what you can talk about. One is, as I always tell you, talk about your client's pain. Because first of all, be really clear about who your client is, and then tell stories of how you've helped that pain in the past. Next, why don't you highlight your prospects, clients who either, you can highlight clients, you can feature them, you can talk about their success, you can tag them, and by tagging, I mean if you just write @ and the person's name, their name pops up and they get to see what you've written about them in their own feed, and they get it as a message. So why not get their attention by tagging them, by talking about something good that they're doing, something exciting that they're doing, some new project that they have. So talk about the client, talk about just the generic pain if you don't want to talk about the specific client pain, but for like when you have gotten the permission and you can do a case study, why don't you just do case studies as part of your social media? Then the other stuff is like when you're doing just regular posts, you need to have an idea of what you stand for. And I guarantee every CEO has some form of opinion about what's right or what's wrong in their industry, and or what's happening in the news that relates to their industry or affects their industry. They have an opinion, so why not share it? And of course it's risky to share it. Look at Elon Musk. People love him, people hate him. Some people refuse to use his products just because they hate him so much. And you're afraid of the same thing happening, but the bigger fear should be anonymity. The bigger fear should be that lack of trust, because there's no authenticity, there's no visibility, there's no accessibility. What happens in all of trust research is that when you are there and visible, and when you're accessible and you're vulnerable, those are the things that elicit trust. So I want you to always, always, always be on the lookout for opportunities to share intimate moments from your life. I mean, some of my clients, and we write newsletters with them. So the top, as in mine, is always about, something personal. And it could be something personal with their family, or it could be something personal that relates to what they're doing in their business. So, in the days where you could go to a trade show, there would be a picture of them at their trade show. Or in the days where you could go to the office, there would be a picture of them at the office and someone having a birthday. And for example, mine, I put a picture of me on a vacation recently that I took. So these are some of the things that make people feel closer to you. And, even if you don't have a newsletter, please go ahead and put these types of things into your social media. Believe me, when people start to look at you and start to get to know you as a human being, that is when trust begins. So figure out what you stand for. Figure out what makes you different, and then be personal and be real. So those are really the things that I want to, and like share and comment on other people who they're either your prospects or your clients, or they're joint venture partners that could potentially introduce you to potential prospects and clients. If you're not scared of social media, if you're not scared of what other people will think of you and or will say about you, and you're consistent, these are the ways to get into people's minds and their hearts and into their consideration set. When I'm hired by clients and my clients want to get in front of corporate leaders, the first thing we start with is, of course, finding them the super niche, which is all I ever talk about in all my trainings, and I'm going to talk about it again in the boot camp. But the second part of that is the visibility. We create a visibility plan of not just you, but also your stuff. And in the world of COVID, you is now your stuff, which is you doing lives, you doing, virtual presentations, virtual anything, virtual meetings, virtual coffee chats. It's all about the visibility, but it's the one thing that we have to do is to get you in front of them everywhere they consume information. And most people are consuming information on social media, but if you can get yourself out of that resistance to actually post and to post about personal things and about your ideas and about your thoughts, they would get to know you a lot better. So that's my 2 cents. I am always for transparency, authenticity. I use my business platforms for, like the Repositioning Expert, my business page often has shots of me with my fitness blog where I talk about my fat percentage, I talk about my diet, I talk about my kid. These are all so that you get to know me, like me, and trust me, welcome me into your regular social media consumption habits, so that I have a touch point with you every day. I become part of your life, and when it comes time that you need help with something, you know exactly who can help, you know exactly where to find me and where to go. So that's what I want for you. That's what I want for your business. If you're a CEO who's resisting being on social media, and the social media medium has to be the one that your clients are fishing in. And for my case, it's Facebook, but it's mostly LinkedIn. And what we've done with my social selling team is ported everybody from LinkedIn all the way over to Facebook, which is how I'm doing these lives. In fact, my coaching group, who I was just having a conversation with just prior to this, we had a meeting, a group meeting, and we were talking about LinkedIn Lives, and how the LinkedIn Lives are not nearly as compelling as the Facebook Lives, because they just don't generate that kind of audience, and they just don't generate that kind of closeness. So chime in with what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are watching LinkedIn Lives and whether you think Facebook Lives are much more compelling than LinkedIn Lives, and why. And lastly, I want to just invite you, I want to give you the big news. The reason why I'm going crazy trying to hire social sellers is because we have the new live launch coming up on September the 21st, my mother's birthday. And what it's going to be is another 9 days full of fun. And it's still the B2B Elevator Pitch Bootcamp. There's new guests coming, same content. If you joined us last time and you got a lot out of it, join us again. We're going to be doing this every 6 weeks, and this is going to be finally the chance for you to perfect your elevator pitch, your messaging, figure out your target, figure out your super niche, and then do something with it. If you got stuck halfway through because it was the middle of summer and everybody was gone away fishing and on vacation, well, this is the time to come back. This is the time to do it. This time we're not going to do it at night. I'm going to do it at 3 o'clock. During Eastern, so in the afternoon. So it's just a different time slot we're trying. We don't know. It was really rough on me to do it at night. It was rough on Logan. He would have to sit and wait for me to be finished. I would like doll up after a full day's work, and it was quite exhausting. So this way, we're gonna try. We're gonna see how the attendance is, and I know that when people find value, they will make the time for it. Plus, there's replays. So if you want to register, don't forget to go to repositioner.com/bootcamp and grab your spot, and we will see you again next Tuesday. And for those who do register to the bootcamp, and by the way, this is something new that we're doing on Friday, this Friday, so like in 3 days, at 2 p.m. Eastern every Friday until the bootcamp. Only for the people who have registered, we'll be doing a live mini mastermind Zoom Q&A training about clarifying your message. So come join us. It's half an hour. It's on Friday, and you can join us if you register for the bootcamp. So go to repositioner.com/bootcamp, register, and then you will be given all the instructions to be able to join us for that Zoom call on Friday. All the best, everyone. Have an amazing tea time. Goodbye.